So the name the Americas, Amerigo Vespucci, didn't we learn about him? The name Americas, which we deal with all the time, just like the word Indians, which is a mess, and the word peppers. They tasted hot peppers, and within the first day they called it peppers, and here we are 500 years later calling this whole class of food peppers, when of course it's nothing to do with the pepper plant that's halfway around the world. So it's a similar situation with Vespucci. Now, why him? Why was he the one that got America named after him? Amerigo Vespucci. Was he a hero? Was he someone worthy of this? Well, the whole story is funny in a way, really. He did travel to the New World. That much we know for sure. It was everything to do with salesmanship. He did some writing on his travels. He gave a somewhat tabloid version of this new landmass. Not the version that he saw from his ship by any means, that he saw in person, but the stories that Europeans really wanted to hear. That was stories like pygmies, naked women, lots of naked women, dragons, cannibals, these sorts of things. He was basically a spoiled rich kid. He got a job with Medici. He got lucky there and he had some connections. He was sent as a scout to Spain, and that's what he did, and he wrote about it at the time. So some of the names stuck, like Rio and Venezuela, but his letters home is really why he has lasted. He wrote outrageous, lewd stories and imaginary tales of wild sex. Not only that, but there was only 250 printing press owners at that time, and they were known to make up their stories, embellish stories. No authorship laws existed at all at that time. So these letters from Vespucci were not only outrageous to start with, they were likely exaggerated tabloid versions that they could change and do whatever they wanted with. They were not likely authentic, even with those versions. It was all about selling publications, not much different from today. So it was oddities too, not just sex stories. It's oddball things that would go on. So Amerigo Vespucci had maybe 60 syndications of his writing. Columbus had 22. And it was Martin Waldseemüller who was the one who kind of put Amerigo Vespucci on the map. I mean, he named America, the land of Amerigo. He was one map maker, one map maker, really. A friend had talked him into it, and so he decided to put that on his map, the land of Amerigo, because of all these outrageous stories that he wrote about. And really, it's the only time he ever put that name on a map. But it started to catch on, and when the first map with South and North America came along, that person used the name, and that happened to cement it forever. So there is some of the silly stuff that can happen with names like Indian and Pepper and the Americas, which we're dealing with 500 years later.